what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. We are at my home office, but you know what? We're not staying long because a lot of people have been asking, Joe, since you got the Demon 170, are you gonna let your 2023 Challenger Hellcat, the one that you call Grape Ape, are you gonna sell that one? Because what's the purpose of having two Dodge Challengers? So let's go ahead. We're not gonna stick around here. I want you to hop in and ride shotgun with me, and I am gonna discuss with you why I might be selling, or maybe I won't be selling, we'll see, my Dodge Challenger Hellcat that I affectionately call Grape Ape. Hop in, let's go. All right, guys, we are behind the wheel of Grape Ape, my 2023 Challenger Hellcat Jailbreak, wide body, so on and so forth. Very long name, but that's what Dodge did to really change up all these different versions of the Challenger and the Charger. But let's get down to the nitty gritty. So a lot of you, of course, were surprised, including myself, when I got the phone call from Dodge that I wound up getting a Demon 170. And I think the other big surprising thing about it is, why did I get one? Which I had that deep dive, and if you haven't seen that deep dive, I'll leave it at the end of this one, why and how it came to be that I got a Demon 170. But why am I keeping Grape Ape? Why am I keeping this plum crazy 2023 Challenger Hellcat Jailbreak? I'll just leave it at that. Obviously, the biggest thing is going to be that right there. That's that Tremec 6-speed manual transmission. I mean, all of the cars that I own have a purpose to them and have a reason why they're there. It's not just simply, oh, because that's the cool car to have, or, oh, I'm going to flip it and make money. That's not what I am about when it comes to my car passion, when it comes to my car craziness. I like to get cars that speak to you. I like to get cars that have some really big meaning. And this Challenger Hellcat with the manual does click off a lot of boxes for that reason. One of the things I love about it is that it's plum crazy. That to me is probably the most iconic Mopar muscle car color. And if you have been paying attention, you would know that I told you about how back in 1970 when they came out with the Challenger, that they also came out with a series of impact colors. The Go Mango, the Sublime, the Plum Crazy. These are all colors that existed in the original muscle car days version 1.0. And for me, even though I'm not like a big purple kind of guy, I think it just fits the attitude of Grape Ape so well. Hence, that's why I gave her the name Grape Ape. Because she's just so damn big, like an ape, and she's purple like a grape. But the personality of this car is so much different than the Demon 170. And I'm going to try to tell you why. First of all, you have those 20 by 11-inch wheels, all four corners on the wide body. So you're going to have some major contact patches both on the rear and up front. That gives it a unique handling situation compared to the Demon 170. Remember, the Demon 170, you have the skinny tires up front, and then you have those 17 by 11 drag radials out back. Another thing is how the car rides. Both of them have Bilstein adaptive dampers, but the shock absorbers, how they're set up for the Hellcat, are much different, especially when you go into your different modes. And remember, when you go into your modes, you have quite a bit more of them. And that's another unique thing about the Challenger Hellcat compared to the Demon 170 are all those modes. And remember, you have track, sport, and custom. All you're getting in the Demon 170 is drag and auto. That's it. That's all. So that in itself provides a unique driving experience to where I could roll on throttle, go into a twisty bit, and this thing is gonna handle so much better than the Demon 170. Demon 170 is all about straight line performance, and it does it in a mind-blowing way. Obviously, the manual transmission is gonna create the biggest difference in driving engagement. The TorqueFlite 8-speed automatic is a great transmission. It's a ZF built transmission, great gearbox, and it works so well with the Demon 170. And it really is needed because this car is so hard to get traction. I couldn't even imagine the Demon 170 trying to launch that at the strip with a manual transmission. And it's just not available. It's just not in the cards for the Demon 170. Never was. So getting a manual transmission in this car was very difficult because remember, 2023, they opened up the order books for like 2 weeks. And they said, if you want a manual, we're gonna make a Hellcat wide body manual, because it had been a couple of years since they made a Hellcat wide body manual. So I had to pounce on the opportunity to be able to find a plumb crazy wide body with a manual. Now the other thing, believe it or not, is the interior. I wanted a really bare bones kind of feeling inside this Jailbreak. So we just have the houndstooth cloth interior with the SRT badging on the back of the seat, and it just gives it that old school, really old school muscle car vibe, even though you have all the amenities, the SRT performance pages and everything else. Whereas if you compare it to my Demon 170, that has the demonic Laguna red Napa leather interior, ventilated and heated seats, and it's got the premium material on the door panels. This has more the old school orange peel elephant skin type of material, which, like I said, just gives it that old school muscle car vibe in here, which I really dig. The other thing is that I'll be honest with you, I enjoy driving this car. It is a ton of fun, and even though I have my Camaro Z011LE and my Shelby GT350R, those are definitely more twisty bits corner carvers. This is just a brute beast, and there's just something that makes my heart pitter patter about this car being a beast like that. But really, in first gear, it's worthless trying to go on throttle. But let's roll into it. On throttle, here we go. It's like you got the supercharger whine, 717 horsepower. It's really crazy to think that this is at the point where it all started, right? Originally, this car had 707 horsepower, and then for the Jailbreak, they decided to go 717 horsepower. Love seeing the double bulge hood, and that's another thing, is that the hood on this vehicle is totally different than the hood on the Demon 170. And just, like I said, I mean, I'm very grateful to be in a position where Lori gave me the thumbs up to get the Demon 170 and keep Grape Ape. So to be honest with you, it really came down to her too, because I don't want to live in the doghouse. I like sleeping in my own bed at night, and you know what they say, happy wife, happy life. But I think the biggest people to remember that I am always grateful towards and so thankful is all of you. You guys have allowed me to live out this crazy dream that I didn't even know was possible when I was younger, because there was no internet, there was no YouTube, and now to be able to share it with you and my car passion with you just makes it really extra special. Of course, when you're looking at braking, the braking in this Hellcat is way more potent. You got the 6-piston Brembos up front. In the Demon 170, because it is a straight line drag strip car, you have the 4-piston Brembos up front and smaller rotors to try to cut down on some of that weight up front and some of that rotating mass. But it really is interesting how before I had the chance to get behind the wheel of a Challenger, first one ever was a Scat Pack, which I reviewed here on Raiti's Rides. Scat Pack wide body. And then to get behind the wheel of all the other versions, especially once I drove this manual, it just kind of made more sense to me. I was totally against these cars, especially because they are so heavy, they are so big, but you can't deny the driving experience and the fun that these cars provide. And the fact that the Hemi is dead, the supercharged Hemi is really dead, just adds that little extra special touch that I can't wait 15, 20 years from now, pulling into a Cars and Coffee event, and we're probably gonna be in flying cars by then, and I'm rolling in Grape Ape, that old man with the Hemi supercharged power underneath the hood. I just, there's just something endearing about that. I love it when I see the old school guys at Cars and Coffees now pulling in with their Chevelle Super Sports with the 454s, and you know, the Corvettes with the Tri-Power, the 3 Deuces or Pontiac GTO Judges. I mean, it's just so crazy that we were living in a time that we're gonna look back and be like, remember those days with these cars? And the fact that you get on that loud pedal long enough, this car will do 200 miles an hour. I mean, to me, that's another crazy piece of the puzzle. Like 200 miles an hour in this thing. It's dumbfounding. There's no logic behind it, but yet they were able to do it. And that's another thing, is that when you look at the performance, obviously being more of a road car, whether the road is straight or twisty, you'll be able to go quicker and have more fun in Grape Ape than you will in the Demon 170. So I really feel like, to be honest with you, it's the perfect bookends. It's the perfect bookends of the Challenger story. The Hellcat Challenger, that is. Having the Jailbreak with the standard supercharger, 717 horsepower, which is still freaking nuts. I mean, that's more horsepower than anybody even needs. It's like, do you need it? No. Do you want it? Sure, why not? And then to have it in a package where it's fun to drive. It's just a fun damn car to drive. I don't know what it is, really, because like I said, me being a corner carver kind of guy, I like the Shelby. I like the ZL11LE because it really freaking does the business in the twisties. But just, this car, it's fun. It's heavy. She's got some body roll when you put it into a corner, but she's just a sweetheart, and I love her very much. So I hope that answers some of your questions. And I'm not trying to talk negative towards people that are car flippers. I mean, everybody has that right to make a profit, and if that's what you know, get you up in the morning. But for me, it's like it gets to the point where it's all about the experience. It's all about being able to get in, fire this thing up, and just have a unique experience different from any other car out there on the road. Are there faster cars? Sure. Are there nicer interior cars? Sure. I don't give a damn because I just love her. And I hope that this answers all your questions. We're gonna get back to the Raiti's Rides office and wrap this one up. I hope to have more deep dives for you. If you want them, I got them coming. So I'll see you in a muscle car minute. All right, guys, thanks for taking the time to go for a ride with me. Like I said, it's great to have so many questions being asked, but it's also even better. I'm really enjoying doing these deep dives with you. So let me know in the comment section, first of all, are you surprised that I'm holding on to Grape Ape? Or are you one of those people that are like, why in the hell do you need two Challengers? Get rid of that one since you have the Demon 170. Also, let me know if you're enjoying these deep dives. I enjoy doing them as long as you like watching them. But if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. I'll come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raiti's Rides family. Got to give it up to Lori Raiti, Oscar Raiti, setting up the office even though we were just here for a few moments. Very important, all the work that they do behind the scenes. So thank you to the both of you. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.